Okay, so you're gonna take this putty and you're gonna get the little cup and you're gonna put some of the putty in the cup, and it's hard to do with holding this phone, so I'm gonna do the best I can, but it's very hard to do. So put the cup there, obviously. I'm using these because I used to smoke, but I quit smoking about 6 months ago when I got hurt. Now I'm using I bought like 15 of these smokeless or smoke covered cups for, you put the cigarette in and it goes out. I'm using them for different things now, but right now I'm going to use this one for water. So you put the water in there, and I'm going to use this dental tool that I pulled the things out of the wall with to stir it up, and keep stirring it and keep putting more in it until it dries. And don't worry about it, making a mess, because the stuff will wash out quick. Once it dries, it won't wash. But while it's not dry, while it's in powder form, it's no problem. So to pick up or anything else. But once it dries, it's a big problem. It dries as hard as wood. So I've used it on decks. I've used it because I built a deck at Martha's house at 999 Fortino back in the day for the dogs, because I didn't want them to get out of the yard. And my friend Jude came in, and he knocked on the door, and I wasn't home, and he accidentally didn't shut the gate and he let the dogs out. So I built something to where they couldn't get out, and that's enough there. Now it'll be putty enough. And don't worry about making a mess, like I said, because it's not going to hurt it. So just got to get the consistency of the wood putty, and I only do this when I've got enough holes to use it, because it's a waste otherwise. So, but right now there's a lot of holes in this wall, so I'll be no problem for me to fill in all these holes. So I'm gonna set the putty down there, and like I said, I got it on my finger, and I'm just gonna put it in all the holes that I've prepped. And like I said on the other videos, I could have done all the work myself, and I don't lie. I told the people I got a Mech 4 and an EPA license from college. I mean, I got a freaking engineering degree. It's kind of, I don't want to be rude, but it's kind of a waste of my time to do this if I've got computer work, because I make $50 an hour, and this is about, $10 an hour work. And if I've got stuff to do, I'd rather pay somebody to do it. Plus, I like to help people, but I get ripped off so much, and people are, doing me dirty left and right, and I'm sick of it. I mean, I'm just sick of it. It's time for me to do for myself and start saying screw others. Because the work I do on computers, they want $180 downtown for what I do for $60 from my friends. And you can't have friends. It's apparent to me that you cannot have friends and do computers. Because I just gave my other friend David my gaming computer, because Windows 10 came out and I had to upgrade my software and some of my hardware anyway for Windows 10. So I gave him my gaming computer on my bench test, tester that I put mine on, because I don't put mine in a case. And I ordered a case for him, and I told him once the case comes in, just come back and I'll take it from my bench tester to put it in the case. And now he won't answer the phone. His case is in, and he owes me $200 for $50 for the case that I bought for him, because I said I would take his old $100 case and sell it, and it would be 50 for the new case, because the new case is a gaming case, and I would basically take 50 for the other one and then sell his other one for 50, and that would make the 100. And then he owed me 130 for 16 gigs of DDR3 2400 megahertz fastest that they make Corsair RAM. And you know, he already had 16 gigs of the same RAM, and I ordered him another 16 gigs, and he just owed me for that because he'd already paid me for the computer. I gave him the computer at half of whatever the parts cost, so that I could buy new ones and buy new ones for new parts. And that since Windows 10's out, and I had to get the new Windows 10 disk in case, you know, somebody comes to me and they need their Windows 10 one loaded, so I could have the disk and new, you know, SATA. I bought him a brand new. It's just bull crap, you know. Now I'm being ripped off. He won't answer the phone. These guys that did the construction ripped me off. This guy that was putting in my dishwasher, he fucking ripped me off. And, you know, I just don't get it. And I'm too nice. I don't really want to be a jerk, but I will if I have to. And they're teaching me that that's just what I'm gonna have to do, is start being mean and being rude. And don't worry about the stuff that I'm leaving all laying around, because like I said, until it hardens, you can just come across with a cloth, which is what I'm gonna do, and wipe all of that up. So it depends, because if I can only do 8-minute videos at a time, I'm trying to make this as fast as possibly can. But once it hardens, you already saw that piece earlier that I showed you of when it was hard. And I'd already prepped everything, like I said, all them tools that were in the thing with the tools to get it to be prepped. So and this stuff hardens as hard as wood. And since whatever's in these walls is not, you know, sheetrock, it's just like plaster. It's hard as a rock. Because when I have to put a screw into my wall, I have to drill into the wall first. I can't just stick a screw in the wall and try and screw it in. There's no way. You got to drill a hole, pre-drill a hole. And like I said, when it hardens like that. That was the ones I did before. And like I said, all the tools are right here to get her done. And that's to do the other piece over there. All right, like.